What's up, y'all? Out here at the range still for one more jelly test before we call it a day. Y'all should be seeing this on the afternoon of Christmas, so if so, I hope every one of y'all had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you spent time with family or whoever it was you spent it with. I hope you was good enough for Santa Claus to bring you everything you wanted this year. As you can see by the title, I'm going to show a little bit of love to my 10mm folks out there on this Christmas afternoon. We hadn't done any 10mm tests in a while, so I figured it was overdue. So now I got some tests done in these blocks, and the front one here, there's a 9mm test done behind it. Y'all should have seen that yesterday on Christmas Eve. If you didn't, I'll leave a link up above. Now these others you ain't seen yet, but what we're doing today, again, 10mm, we're using the Glock 20, and what we're testing here, as you can see by the title, are some federal Hydra-Shok and some federal HST. Now the Hydra-Shoks are 180 grain, the HSTs are 200 grain. And what's funny is the Hydra-Shoks, or the box velocity, is calling for 1,030 at the muzzle. So in my eyes, that's pretty weak for a 10mm. But what's funny on these HSTs is it says full power 10mm, 1130 feet per second muzzle velocity. And I don't know about y'all 10mm guys out there, but in my eyes, 1130 ain't full power 10mm, but we're gonna see what they do anyway. So hopefully, even though in my opinion that ain't no full power 10mm, they'll give some good performance anyway and give us some good results. So let me get y'all set up and we'll get started. All right, y'all, I'm losing light fast out here, but I think we got enough. I think it's gonna hold off long enough. So let's get some speeds on these rounds. I'm gonna do a 3-shot average on them. I'm gonna start out with the Hydra-Shoks first, the 180 grain Hydra-Shok. So let's see what we got, y'all. 995, 980, and 1,006. And I'm just telling you right now, that's some pitiful 10mm speeds right there. That's pitiful speeds, but let's see what the average was. All right, the 3-round average was 993 on those Hydra-Shok 10mm. That's absolutely pathetic 10mm speed, y'all. That's terrible speed for a 10mm. But let me get reset. Let's check out them HSTs. All right, let's run 3 rounds of HSTs. That Hydra-Shok, I'll tell you, that was bad, y'all. Hopefully this is definitely better. If not, then we're just gonna pack it up and go to the house. But let's see what these HSTs are running, y'all. 1123, 1115, and 1114. Much better than those Hydra-Shoks for sure. All right, so the 3-round average on the federal HST 10mm was 1,117 feet per second. And if you remember on those Hydra-Shoks, it was 993, so 24 feet per second more out of the HSTs, which still ain't fantastic at all, but definitely better than those Hydra-Shoks. So let me get y'all reset. Y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's week 10 jelly time. We're gonna start out with these pitiful Hydra-Shoks. I ain't expecting much out of these things, to be honest with you, but let's see what they do. All right, look like a good hit. Let's go see what happened down there. All right, one down. Now let's check out the HST. Be honest with you, that Hydra-Shok didn't perform bad, but it basically performed like a decent 9mm, which is not acceptable for a 10mm. That's not what you're looking for. So let's see what these HSTs do, y'all. We'll try to put that kind of below and to the right of that one there. That one knocked off my little rock, but I think that still stayed in the block. So let's go down there and check it out. All right, y'all, let's take a look at what we got here. I'll be honest with you, that HST actually performed pretty good. We'll take a look at things here in a second, but on the top, you got the Hydra-Shok. On the bottom, you got the HST. Very nice wound channels there. Like I say, both of them super nice wound channels. Now, obviously, the HST wound channel carried out much further out here. Even what was left of the track here on the Hydra-Shok kind of fizzled out, but that HST had a nice, strong wound channel all the way through, peaked into the second block block about an inch and then rebounded right back to that first block. This Hydra-Shok, it rebounded a little bit, but it never even came close to making it to the end of the block. So I could tell a huge difference in recoil and power out of this HST. So the HST is actually a pretty good round, I'll have to admit. But even that being said, I would still like more power out of that. I mean, you can get this performance out of a 9mm HST. So why would you subject yourself to the extra recoil and not get any benefit from it? That's my thing. So anyway, let's check out the penetration. All right, so the Hydra-Shok came out here to 12 inches, rebounded back to 11. So that's a very poor performance from a 10mm, just all the way around. The velocity is poor. The performance in the gel is poor for a 10mm. That's just, to me, that's not acceptable for a 10mm. Now, the HST, it came out here, it penetrated to 17 inches, and then, like I say, it rebounded right back to 16 inches. So that's actually a pretty nice performance, to be honest, on that HST. Not bad at all. But that being said, again, I would like to see a little more out of a 10mm. I mean, it's just, it's a 10mm. It should give you better performance than a 9mm. And in my opinion, if it did, it just barely did. All right, let's do some measurements on the projectiles here. So obviously, HST on the left here, Hydra-Shok on the right. Now, as far as technically what they were meant to do, they performed excellent. I mean, you can see both of them, incredible expansion on them. You see the little post on the Hydra-Shok there, and then the HST does its signature kind of bladed flower look there. But great expansion on both of these rounds, like without a doubt, fantastic expansion on them. But again, the Hydra-Shok to me is just a little too weak. But let's get some measurements on this. I can't see much material loss, but we'll check them. All right, so the Hydra-Shok started at 180. And it's still at 180. It's 180 on the dot, 180 grains exactly, 180 grains. So no loss on the Hydra-Shok. Now the HST started at 200, and it is actually at 201.2. So 201.2. So no loss at all on either one of these projectiles. As far as size, I got a feeling the Hydra-Shok's going to be a little bigger, but let's check out the HST. This HST is at 70.8, 70.7. This one is 71.4, 71.0. This one is 71.5. So probably about an average of 0.71 on the HST. The Hydra-Shok is 0.70, 0.72, 0.70, 0.70. 0.71. So actually, I would say they averaged out almost identical as far as size on those. So there you are. Like I say, great performance as far as technically what they're meant to do, as far as the expansion on them and the way they're supposed to perform. But to me, this Hydra-Shok is just not acceptable to me for a 10mm round. Like there's absolutely no doubt the choice here for me is the HST without even thinking about it. When you're stepping up to 10mm, you're wanting performance above and beyond what you can get with a 9mm. And we didn't see that here out of this Hydra-Shok. You can get that type of performance with even the same size wound channel, honestly, out of a good 9mm round. So that's not what you want to see out of a 10. You want above and beyond performance if you're stepping up to a 10mm. But let me know what y'all's thoughts on that are down in the comments. All right, y'all, another 10mm jelly test in the books. It's been a while since we did a 10, so I figured it was long overdue, and I figured I would test probably two of the more popular rounds out there as far as what people would consider good rounds and pick them up. Now, actual results, in my opinion, the Hydra-Shok gets a big old bah humbug for Christmas. I mean, it's like a Hydra-Shok's like getting a lump of coal in your stocking. I don't want no part of that. The HST, I would give that a pass. It performed fairly well, to be honest with you. I would still like to see a little bit more out of that, but it is what it is. I mean, it's hard to get factory loaded 10mm that actually lives up to 10mm standards as far as I'm concerned. But y'all let me know down in the comments what you think about these rounds. Obviously, I don't think there's any question. I don't think it even needs to be asked which one would you carry. I mean, it has to be the HST all day long. Anybody who would pick the Hydra-Shok, I just don't know. I don't know about that one, y'all. So it's got to be the HST all day long. But let me know down in the comments what y'all's thoughts are on both of these rounds. If you enjoy the video, as always, make sure you hit the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification icon down below, so when I upload these new videos, you can get notified and check them out. Check my Amazon storefront affiliate link down in the description like I always ask you. If you shop through Amazon anyway, hit that link up first. Go straight through Amazon like normal from there. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and anything you buy from Amazon after going through that link first, we get a kickback from Amazon towards the channel, and I greatly appreciate that. Appreciate all my Range Gang members who reached out and hit that join button. I thank y'all very much for that. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all who watch my videos, thumbs up, subscribes, and leave me comments down below. Let me know what you think about these 10mm rounds, calling themselves full power rounds. I think that's a little sketchy, but y'all let me know down in the comments what you think. Like I said, I hope all y'all had a very Merry Christmas, got everything you wanted from Santa Claus, and spent time with family or whoever you wanted to spend time with and had a good time. Got a lot more stuff coming y'all's way, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see y'all soon.